What's up, guys? So it's the 29th, and I just had a pretty unfortunate session. I had this one trade that set up for me, and I moved my stop to break even instead of leaving my stop loss at a point of invalidation. And as a result of that, my trade got stopped out to the literal tick and went without me all the way to my target, which was a big trade, and I'm going to walk you guys through it. So let me just shrink myself real quick. You guys can see these are the executions. So I've been doing this thing lately where I'll enter once, and then if I get more confirmation, I'll re-enter again. So that's why you see two executions here. But to just go over, you can see that my entry was at 910. It was 8 MES contracts short at a price of 88.75. And what happened was I was noticing some buyers trapped near the opening price. And on top of that, I've been marking out these levels. So for example, it was this level right here. So this level was some volume from overnight, nothing crazy, but I was using it to gauge the auction up here. And basically we opened up today, sold right off, and then it immediately got bought all back up. And then we found ourselves right in this area. It was more like this, and I noticed some buyers being trapped on the DOM, and on top of that, we had a blatant CVD divergence. So I was like, it's worth it taking it short if I get some selling volume coming in here. So that's exactly what happened, and I put on 4 contracts, and then we retested the absorption levels and the sellers, and then I put 4 more on, and I was targeting. Let me pull my other chart up. So I was targeting this level right here. It was from 70 to 64. And essentially this was just the initiative buying from this move right here. And that was my target. So it was pretty far out. It was like a 18-point target. And it's funny because this session I was not expecting any really good opportunities with the events that are happening later. So I wasn't expecting anything good, but I saw that and I was like, it's worth a try putting this on, and that's what happened. But instead of sticking to the same rule that I have to learn over and over and over again of putting my stop loss at a point of invalidation instead of putting it where I break even, I was taken out of this trade for a $15 profit, which would have been a $750 profit. To tell you the truth, it probably would have been more like 680 to 700 because my first target was actually low a day, which was at 74, but that's only 4 points off from my final target anyway. So it was very frustrating to say the least, but that just, it was really tough to see that happen. But it was funny because after I get stopped out, I'm just like, please at least go to my target. If this is what is going to happen, just go there. And that's exactly what happened. So I am going to run you guys through what I saw real quick. And also on top of that, I want you to let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about moving your stop loss to break even? Is that something that you do? Is that something you don't do? Is there a time to do it? Like, for example, I only moved my stop because I think I was 8 points in the profit, or maybe it was even 10. Yeah, I was 10.5 points in a profit. I usually move my stop to break even when I'm up that much. I have done that before, and the same things happened where instead of going to an invalidation point, which is where it was initially, and that was right at the high where the absorption was, I moved it to break even, and it took me out, and then it went to my target. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. And now I'm going to walk you through real quick what made me want to enter this trade. All right, so my entry was at 9:10. I have us on the book map here at 9 o'clock. And I'm just gonna put it on 4 times speed. All right, so one thing I was eyeing going into this setup was the CVD. You can see we got a sweep starting at 82. And although price is like 4 points or 6 points above that, the CVD, which represents the difference in aggressive buying versus selling activity, is still below that point. So this would be a divergence, and I was looking for a potential place for a reversal. And as I said earlier, I had a level marked out from the overnight session where volume was, it was actually the pre-market session. And I just had it marked out, and I wanted to see if sellers would reoffer at this point. So that's what I was watching. And that level starts at 91. So as we were approaching 91, I was just looking, were there any signs that I could use as context to take a short position? I'm just going to speed this up a little bit until we start getting closer. But one thing I did notice was we had this order up here at 90, and it looks like the tape starts to speed up as we approach it. And whenever that happens, you'll see buyers, as you can see them right now, buying starting to come in. So there's some effort here. And then we fill this order. And then you're going to see buyers try to lift the offer one more time, and they get absorbed. And then that's whenever I was really eyeing it up for an entry. So you can see we just got filled, price goes above, and then immediately comes right back to where that order was. And we're kind of trading it below it. Here's some effort from buyers coming in. Okay, and then my entry time was 9, 10, 15. So, all right, so there's a little bit of selling. And this is the exact moment I entered. So what I saw this order fill. I saw that whenever we broke above it, we seemed to come right back into where the order was. And then also I noticed some extra buying effort here, which seemed to have failed to me, followed by some selling. You can see by the CVD that this was a significant amount of selling that we've seen since earlier. So I entered 4 right here, and then you can see we kind of go up and test this absorption one more time right here. And that is followed up with some more selling, and then I entered another 4 right there. And then my stop loss was above this high right here. And honestly, in hindsight, I could have probably put it right above 90 at 91. So 91 would have been my invalidation point, and that would have been where my risk was. So I'll show you guys what happens. And in situations like this, you want to see selling step in like very soon after you enter. And you'll see we get just that. Some really strong selling here takes us down basically 10 points from my entry. And at this point, my stop loss is at break even at 88.50, so just above break even. And then what you're going to see here is, I'll speed it up so we don't have to sit here for too long. We're going to see some volume, some buying volume come in. And there's a nice offer. Oh yeah, so I get stopped out right here. So as this buying volume, or as price, shouldn't even say buying volume because you can see by the CVD it wasn't really significant, but as price approached my entry, you can see offers stepping in here. And this would have been a great re-entry point if I hadn't already been in, but I decided to put my stop loss there. So that's what happened, and it does take a while to play out, but essentially my first target was the low a day, which was at 74.50, and then my second target was at the initiative buying that I saw from, I don't know if it was last week or a little bit ago, starting at 70, 75. So I was really targeting 70, 74.50, and 70. And as you can see, both of those targets hit. but I wasn't able to profit. I'm like actually at the point where I am pretty sure that I don't think break even trades are for me. I think that I should just accept the loss or take the dub, and that should be my whole mindset moving forward. It's like, I know it sounds stupid that once you're 10 points in profit, why wouldn't you go break even? But I'm just going to stick to always having my stop loss somewhere that invalidates my thesis. And moving forward, that's what I'm going to do, because I've had to learn this lesson so many times and apparently it's not in my brain yet. But yeah, that's what happened today. If you guys took any good trades today, let me know in the comments. And also follow my X account for order flow content and just trade breakdowns or session breakdowns and stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.